Welcome. From is a Samsung Galaxy M31s, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. Now, starting off, we're going to begin with the screen mode, which will allow you to change how the colors look on this device. So let's go into the settings, and from there, display. And in here you should see screen mode, and I believe default is always going to be vivid, which in certain cases it may look or make the colors look a little bit too bright and vibrant. As you can, for instance, see right here, the orange especially is, I would say, almost too harsh to the eye. So if you prefer, you can drop it to neutral, or not neutral, natural, and colors may actually look a little bit better. Now, whichever one you prefer, it's completely up to you, and well, there is not really a wrong or right answer. I personally just prefer the natural. Now from there, we're gonna move into the next one, which is gonna be the Popup View. Now there's two versions of it. We have the Smart Popup View and just the normal one. With the Smart Popup View, once you enable it, which, let me actually quickly find it, if I can do it quickly. There we go. So Smart Popup View, which is located in the advanced features. You can tap right here and enable it for specific applications. And the way it's going to work is if you get a notification from one of those apps, as you always do, it will pop up at the top, and when you tap on it, it will from there open it up in the pop-up view, which will look like this. So open in pop-up view. Now, this is me opening it up manually, but the moment you get a notification and you interact with it, it will open it up like this automatically. But you do have to have it checked on from here. So if Messages is one of those apps that you want it open like that, then make sure it will be enabled. And as you can see, you have a plethora of other options right here, basically all the apps. And the more apps you install, the more will be visible here. So that is one way, and you can still open it up manually in pop-up view by simply holding the icon right here, and from there selecting open in pop-up view, like so. And you can also shrink it if you want to, so you can make it even smaller. Now also, if you go home, it will minimize to this little window right here, or well, app head I would call it. So you can basically move it around, and when you want, simply tap on it and it will bring it back up. And this kind of tiny window will also work with YouTube. You can shrink it to the smallest size as it is right now, move it almost completely out of the way, and videos will continue to play on it till you click on the home button, and it will minimize into this tiny little window. That is when, well, the video or whatever you are listening to will pause. But also, if you have it open and you open up any kind of other app, you can see that it will stay on. The problem is when you go home, it will minimize it. So to combat this, instead of going home, you want to basically tap on the back button, and this will minimize the last option or whatever you opened last, but keep YouTube still open. So just a little tip right here. Now moving on to the next option, kind of following the theme here, it's going to be the split screen, and just the same way as you could have accessed the pop-up view, you can access split screen right here, and all you need to do is open in split screen view, and whichever app you open up first will go to the top, and then you can open up the second one at the bottom. From there you can again change the sizing of it, and again I would say this option is best for YouTube, especially when it's at the top. So you can continue to do whatever you want and look at videos right here, which will actually, at the smallest size, will basically fill this entire area. So that's also really nice. And once you go home, it will also continue to play because this is still open. The moment it stops playing is when you lock the device in this case, or when you obviously close it off like so. And moving on to the next one, it's going to be the animation speed. Now by default there is built-in option for it, so we can go into the settings and then scroll down to advanced, where is it? Advanced features, and we have reduced animation. When you enable this, it will well, reduce the animations by a tiny bit. Now, I personally don't really see much difference in it, so I don't know if that's just me or if it actually does shorten them. But while we're on the subject of animation, we can take it a little bit further. And to do it, all you need to do is go to the About phone and find the build number, which is probably going to be under software information. Yep, there it is, build number. So tap on that 7 times. It will give you the message developer mode has been enabled. And now if we go back once more, we should see developer options at the very bottom of the main settings page. So go into it, scroll a little bit past halfway, and you should see this 3 options right over here. So you have window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animation duration scale. Now each one of them will correspond to a different kind of option. So the first one, the window animation scale, will correspond to the window that will be opened with the options to change the speeds. So this one. And for all of them, default option is 1, even when you have checked on the reduced animations. And just to make it a little bit drastic, I'm going to increase the animation so they're going to take, let's make it 10 times longer. And now we can get a bit of a sense of how it will affect it. So you can clearly see this is just taken a little bit to an absurd point, but still stands. But apart from the ×1, we also have 0.5, which will basically reduce the animations from default to half of the speed, making them twice as fast as they were before. And now, as you can see, this is twice as fast. If I go to 1, you can see that there is a little bit of a difference in terms of how quickly it opens. So you can see that it's much quicker than it was before. And this was just the window animation scale, but we can also change basically the rest of them as well. And also, if you want it, you can set it to off, and you won't have any kind of animation, as you can see right now. But this might not always be the best option, so if you want to have the quickest animations or lack thereof and get as quick as possible to your application, then probably animations off would be for you. But keep in mind that in some cases it might look a little bit wonky when just literally applications are popping in and out of existence instantly, while certain ones are still animated. Like this, I believe, will be animated. So in certain cases it might look a little bit weird, so just consider that when you're going for animations off. And while we're in the developer options, I'm also going to touch upon another option that I wanted to show you, which is the sensors off. And it's going to be located in the quick settings developer tiles right over here, and there is the sensors off. Now I'm going to toggle it on, and from there, once you toggle it on, it's going to appear in your notifications as the first toggle. And what this allows you to do, let me quickly, that was weird. So let me first launch the camera, and you can clearly see the camera is working, right? So no doubt in it. And now if we enable sensors off, there is no camera anymore. It will not work whatsoever. As you can see, it will either keep crashing or open and show you nothing. And it also extends to microphones and basically every other sensor. And it's a good privacy option, but there's also some downsides of it. If someone calls you and you pick up, they won't be able to hear you. You will be able to, I believe, hear them, because I don't think speakers are one of the sensors that are disabled, but microphone is, so they won't hear you. So you will be basically forced into first toggling it off before you can actually pick up the call, or picking it up and then turning it off so people can actually hear you. And once you turn it off, everything will go straight back to normal, as you can see right now. Now this is specifically for privacy purposes, and it serves no other option, I would say. No other alternative that you can use it for. And now moving on to the next one out of the developer options, we're gonna go into the gesture navigation, and at the moment we have the typical outdated buttons at the bottom, but we can change them up for something a little bit better. And to do that, all you need to do is go again to the display section and settings. So display, and from here we're gonna go to navigation bar and choose swipe gestures like so. And once you enable it, give it a second, and as you can see, it will change. And from here you have the bar, so you swipe up on it to go home, swipe up. It doesn't really work when it's on the stand. Swipe up and hold to go into the recent, and also swipe from the side. As you can see, there's a tiny arrow appearing, which is basically the back gesture, and it works from both sides if you're wondering. Now I'll also turn it off because while I'm recording, as you've seen on the stand, the gestures aren't always accessible to me easily. I have to swipe multiple times, but when you're holding the phone in your hand, it will work quite well. So moving on to the next one, we're gonna go into the swipe down for notifications, which will allow you to swipe down for notifications. And obviously when you swipe down right now, it will basically open up all this right here. And to combat this and actually have the gestures, or not gestures, what am I saying, the notifications, all you need to do is go into the settings. If I can pull it down, there we go. And from here we're gonna go into the, again, display section, and let's scroll down to, I believe, home screen, where we should see swipe down for notification panel. There we go. And now if you swipe down, you'll bring up the notification panel, and you can swipe down from any point of the screen, so even from here. Normally, as you've seen, if you swipe down, you open up the app tray, but now swipe up to open up apps and swipe down to get notifications. And because it's one UI, it does make it a little bit more accessible, the entire notifications right here and all the toggles, by shifting them a little bit lower. So it does help you a lot with just trying to use the phone in single hand. And then moving on to the next option, it's going to be a fairly simple one, and for some people one of the better ones, which is the dark mode. And you can find it in the notifications right here, dark mode. So you can tap on it, toggle it on, and voila, we're now in dark mode. You can also hold it and it will take you to the settings, where you have the option to turn it on as scheduled option, and it will turn it on basically based on the time. So once it reaches a specific time, it will turn it on, and then after whatever hour it will turn it off. Now you can set it to sunrise to sunset or custom, which will allow you to set your own time. So in this case, as it is set right now, it will turn on dark mode at 7 and turn it off at 7 AM. So it's a fairly nice option, I would say. And then I would say then, but I'm basically finished with the tweaks that I want to show you. And well, if you found any of them helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.